And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined, of course, by X Special and Wild Turtle. And straight away, I've got to say, pentakill in your first game for TSM, not bad.
Yeah, I guess it's cool. It's cool. Penta's cool.
Penta's cool. Penta's cool.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get to the drama in a few, don't worry, X Special. I know there's been a lot of things going on with TSM, but let's talk about the game to start with. Picks and bans, anything particular that you saw at the start of this? We talked about it at the start of the show with Nick Wu, you know, the fact that we said his Z, you know, it's actually not been bannable, but damn, he started off well again.
Yeah, so we played against Complexity last week at MLG, and he didn't pick Z, he first picked Rumble. It was a very surprise pick. We figured, I don't know, he maybe not that comfortable with Zed anymore or something, and we came into this game, didn't really think that we'd be scared of him, but it was a bit scary. It was a really rough start early on, and we were lucky to be able to bounce back.
But you had a great start in that bottom lane. You took the tower early on. It's kind of been the standard for North American LCS. Why did you not basically switch around? You know, obviously we saw the Dignitas game beforehand. They'll take the mid, take the bottom, take the top. You guys stayed in that bottom, kept pressuring the inner turret for a while.
Yeah, it's something, I mean, we haven't played with Troll that much. It's probably like less than 5 games. And we didn't exactly have that communication down, exactly what to do after the turret. It's something we still have to work on, and I mean, having a new player on the team, that's just it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and you talk about the new player in the team, Wild Turtle. It's great to have you here to start with. You flew in just last night, or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys really haven't had long to practice together at all.
No.
You are obviously on. You were always on the subs, so you've effectively know these guys. You've played with them before, but how was it for both of you, basically, to become in a new lineup? For Wild Turtle to start with, how was it to come into the whole TSM environment?
I thought it was really cool being able to play under TSM, and it's really fun.
Well, it's going to be fun when you get a pentakill, but more for you, X Special. How is it to change partner effectively in that lane when you've been with Chaos for probably 2+ years now in that bottom lane?
It's a huge change. I haven't really played support with anyone else in competitive scene since like WCG 2011, where I played with Chaucer and we did pretty well. But it's a big change, and I have to relearn how to lane with someone new and relearn like communication. There's a lot of things I don't do at KX that I would have to do at Turtle, which is just like constantly reminding of certain like skills or something. It's just different.
It's different, and I have to ask about the situation currently. You've said KX is having a week break. Is there more than that you'd like to give, or you know, what is the exact situation between you guys?
Yeah. Yesterday, I mean, Game Crib was out, and pretty much it just showed that he kind of lacked a bit of dedication, and he really let us down. TSM has never benched someone for performance issues. We always bench someone for attitude or really just attitude. And Cactus' attitude at MLG Dallas was very upsetting, not just for the team, but for like our manager and just everybody who knows the team. And even then, even the fans, they were very upset with him. So hopefully with this week break, he'll come back stronger and learn this lesson, and hopefully we can continue to improve.
So is this something that's been building up for a while, or was it purely based on MLG Dallas? Because anyone that's watched Game Cribs has kind of seen this building up. Is this something that's been going on for maybe a couple of weeks, months?
Not necessarily for personal reasons that he was benched. He was benched for a lot of, just like I said, his attitude. Before scrims, he would often be late and be the only reason why we were late to scrims. And that's not a good attitude to have when we're trying so hard to do well in Season 3. And I mean, we're 3rd in NA, but we're not like the best team in NA anymore. And that's really has gotten us down. Since at Season 2, we're top dogs all year.
Yeah, well, you won 5 tournaments back-to-back, you won the regionals. We were talking about it in the game, you know, the fact that Curse now are at the top, whereas these are guys you all beat getting through. They didn't even make it to the Season 2, but they've stepped up their game. What do you feel that TSM has to do to step up that game? I mean, but this is a question to both of you. Obviously, you know, Wild Turtle coming in as a substitute, could it be something that we legitimately see, maybe rotations starting to develop in TSM?
That's a very tough question. We only played 1 game, so it's very, very hard to say.
Putting you on the spot, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that we're going to bench someone permanently, but like, this was a chance for Turtle to really step up and show if he can fill in the shoes. but there's going to be a lot more steps before we can fully decide who we're going to stick with and whether or not Turtle can stay on the main roster. It's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
It's very hard for me to answer.
I had to ask you. I'm sorry about that. But Wild Turtle, like I mentioned, it's great to have you here. How do you find the whole NALCS environment? Because you've played in tournaments before. Obviously, last time we saw you substitute the main game was with Legion, and you went and got second place, played an amazing mid lane. Now you've come in again as sub and played an amazing game again. Is this something that just happens for you? Are you just so confident when you get into that first game, you just, I got this?
Actually, I'm not confident at all. I always underestimate myself, and then I always end up surprising myself.
You always end up surprising yourself. Why is that? It's just, I mean, how much practice did you get for the AD role coming into this?
I played a lot of AD recently, like a lot. I've only been playing AD exclusively in solo queue and in tournaments, I guess.
And I got to ask, because Freak made a point of it during the match, the Executioner's Blade, what was the thinking behind this one? Because it was around about the third or fourth item you picked up.
I didn't want to get a BF, and I decided that I had 1900, and that was something I'd be able to buy. So I'm like, okay, that's probably more cost efficient, and I decided to buy it.
And have you actually been in the TSM game house?
No.
You haven't yet? Oh, so is this something that may happen, you know, going forward, that something could happen between you guys? Is there room, more importantly?
Well, there is room, but someone's going to have to share a room. So, I mean, before we even moved in house, we knew that if a sub wanted to move in, or we wanted a sub to move in, there's going to be room. And I'm not going to say that there's no chance of Turtle being on the main team, but it's not a for sure thing yet.
And my final question I want to ask you really is almost a business question, and maybe better towards Reginald, but the Game Crib show. You're coming into the North American LCS, a tough environment in itself. You've set yourself up effectively to be in this really high-pressure situation, putting a documentary team, a real-life documentary team, in your house, in your faces the whole time while you go through this high-pressure situation. Thinking back at this, was it a good idea to do this, or is this possibly an error of judgment?
In the short run, like the first half of the season, pretty much right now, we are suffering slight amounts of drama. I mean, our team hasn't exactly been the most cohesive team in terms of just personalities, and it's really shown that through Game Crib. But one thing that we really try to do is just not watch it. We don't try to create more drama than is already there. But at the same time, it's bringing out a lot of the drama to a public area where people continuously judge us. And I mean, TSM has never really been a team that's very private. We have our own vlogs. Like, there's drama. There's always drama. It's just now it's much more public. And also, with Game Crib, in the long run, it's going to really help us push our personalities towards more people and just be more noticed. And that's always a good thing. It means that we're just looking more towards the long term rather than the short term.
And I just want to ask, Wild Turtle, if you've been watching Game Crib as well, so you kind of knew what you were stepping into here?
I have not. I haven't watched one episode of Game Crib yet.
That's not helping you, though. I mean, I've obviously publicly talked about it, wasn't convinced by the show, but I thought the last episode was very good for you guys.
All right.
Maybe that was just because of the drama, though. I mean, do you want to briefly mention about MLG Dallas, like how you thought as a team, rather than obviously the drama that happened there, as a final thought of how you performed there?
Well, personally, I don't think I performed optimally due to a lot of the stuff that was happening during that time. But our team performance has only been average so far. Like, we haven't exactly swept across the board. Even in the last game, we didn't even play that well. Like, we had a strong lead early game, and then we threw it away, and we slowly climbed back in. That's not a sign of perfect or really even good play, and that's something that has really plagued us since the beginning of LCS. And we are still trying to work on that, and we're trying to hound in just being able to play at the highest level, and it's been a problem.
Well, I mean, it's great to have you guys here, and it's great for me to be here to see you guys in person, because I haven't had a chance to really catch up with the North American scene in person as it was. How do you feel the actual, the whole setup's going? Because I've heard rumors of people talking about how the meta's going currently for North America in comparison to, say, Korea, in comparison to Europe. You guys have kind of, everybody's slipping into the same mold. They're all playing the same style. Nobody's creating something, and people have basically said, well, we don't need to innovate because everybody's playing the same way?
As the patches get, as there's more patches, people are going to start to slowly branch themselves off. But overall, you're still seeing the same support and AD bottom, or actually mid sometimes, and maybe even top. But overall, you still see the same sort of picks. Sometimes you see them go different areas, stuff like that. But people are slowly starting to branch out. It's a lot different than Season 2. At the same time, it's not like you're going to see something that's drastically different unless there's a patch that sort of pushes it that way. So it's hard for teams to innovate. It takes a lot of effort, and it's very uncomfortable a lot of times. So we'll have to see. I mean, typically when you see something do well, people are just going to start to go towards that, and then until something else comes along, it's just how things work.
So is it more of a comfort zone thing, or, obviously you guys obviously watch some of the Korean scene, the European scene. Is there anything in there you think, God, I wish we were doing that?
Well, I mean, if you watch the EUs, you watch Gambit specifically, and Diamond, he innovated Nasus, innovated Zinzao. He's pretty much a really good innovator. And then you also see in Korea, you see Insect plays Jungle Zed, and so, I mean, teams are just starting to see what's strong and just copying each other whenever it's appropriate.
So that's it from us here at the interview station. It's great to have you here, Xpecial. It's great to be speaking to you. And Wild Turtle, what a fantastic first match for you. That pentakill was a brilliant start to the show straight away. You've got to be happy with that one. So we are, of course, going to get over towards the analysis table. It's going to be Kobe going to be taking you through all of the plays that happened in the first 2 games.
Thanks, D-Man. I've got 2 clips for you here. The first one is the home guard play of the century, where we have Dignitas versus Marn, and they're all going to go for Baron here. You can see Dignitas, they've got everyone grouped up. They're ready to go for this. Elise percentage damage, Cutie Pie and Scar are both really fed. And Marn have a long way to go, actually. If you look at the mini-map, they have to get through this minion wave, as well as get that inhibitor turret and inhibitor. All right, so let's roll it from here. There we go. They're just going to burn through this so quickly. Spirit Fire helping out as well. Look at that HP bar drop. And then Marn aren't even started on the turret yet. Oh, okay, so here we go. Nian Tanso is going to actually take a first tower hit. Let's pause it right now. He's pretty far up because Vayne's attack range is kind of short. And now we're going to see 5 home guard boot buy. Every single person on Dignitas is going to buy some home guard boots. And they are just going to come splaying out of their base right here. Actually, the ghost even comes from Crumbs, so he's going to get the catch. And we'll see how they turn this around. All right, play. And we'll see Dignitas just catch Marn out here. They aren't able to finish off that inhibitor. They get through the turret, and they still kind of want to make the trade, but they know they've been caught right here. Echo's going to get the wheeler onto him. There's the ghost from Crumbs, and they just catch him out. This turns all bad from Team Marn right here. And Dignitas are really able to use this to snowball the rest of the game. They already have the middle inhibitor down. There comes the Requiem, but it's not going to matter because Nian Tanso does get taken out. He was their main carry, and that's going to be all she wrote for Marn in that one. All right, the second clip is actually going to be Complexity versus TSM from the last one. Very long back and forth game here. Complexity that finally had the upper hand with Baron buff, took out the middle inhibitor already, and they wanted to get the bottom inhibitor as well, but they overextended a little bit. We're going to see Reggie going to come in. He's going to catch someone out. All right, let's roll this clip. Here we go. Trooper gets a couple hits off on this turret. You can see he wants to take it down, but there's the Twisted Fate. Reggie does a good job. He stuns him up. We'll pause it right here. Xpecial is actually going to catch Trooper with a very nice crescendo with the very edge of it right here, and that's going to force the rest of Complexity to stick around. They end up losing some more members. Let's continue to roll the clip. You can see how it plays out. Just remember, Reggie has a Zhonya's of his own. He takes a lot of damage down here, but there! Zhonya's the bandage toss from Loud and Mortis, and it completely turns this around. The rest of TSM are able to clean this one up, and then they finally shove it in for the win. All right. So, thank you, and we'll give it back to these guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Kobe, of course. Wow. It's great to see. I mean, when we look at that, sometimes you just, it all happens so quick, but to get to go look back at it, I love the Weatherman station that you guys have over here.
I'm just waiting until I get to cast a clip of Mandatory Cloud. Because I've been writing since like the first week, just like I've got puns just ready. It's
Fantastic.
Clear Skies for Mandatory Cloud. He's raining on their day. Like, a high-pressure situation forces mandatory cloud to another lane. Like, I'm just ready to go.
You're blowing all your
I got
stuff
more.
right now.
I
You
got
should be
more.
using this
I
when you're
got
on
more.
there. Maybe it will happen later on, of course. We still have 2 matches to go today. But remember, there's even more North American LCS action tomorrow, starting at a brand new time of 3 p.m. Pacific, which is 11 p.m. Central European time. It's going to be the old classic. It's CLG versus TM.
But right now, our third match is right around the corner. Make a 90-degree turn for CLG versus Dignitas. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. D-Man here, and alongside me is Sam Kobe Hartman Kensler.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, we're back together. It is our third match of the day, CLG versus Dignitas. This is a big one, guys. Last time these guys met, it was back in week 3, and Dignitas beat CLG in an action-packed 36-minute battle.
Yeah, and the last time they played, it was the Kale, Draven, Singed era of Dignitas. They've kind of broken out of that a little bit, but if you leave those champions up, they'll definitely take them again. And I mean, CLG had kind of a rough time. They went 1 for 3 at MLG. Losing to GGU, that can always break up a team. Like, they get kind of I don't know, on edge, and then they flew out Chauster for the last game. He ended up giving first blood, and they snowballed that one as well, losing. It was just a hard time for them. They had to regroup and re-strategize, and Dignitas is definitely a big opponent for them. So
yeah, I mean, it's effectively like Fnatic when they lost to the Copenhagen Wolves. I know for a fact because we had N-rated on the desk straight away afterwards. You know how much it hurts these guys. That is not a good move. So I wonder really what went through their minds to say, we need Chauster on a plane right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's desperation move, surely.
I mean, they liked having GG back. Everybody liked seeing GG back playing and stuff, but Chauster's really their main play caller, so if without him, they definitely felt like they were kind of fish out of water. Unfortunately, when he did show up, ended up not working.
Well, I mean, because Chauster has kind of been the main play caller, so that was maybe what they were missing. Of course, you can see him on the screen. Has had a great impact for the team since effectively shuffling positions. It's what CLG do. They just keep shuffling those positions around. And when I saw the fact that he wasn't going to be there, the big fat LP was going to be coming in, the fact that everybody kind of, there was 3 position moves just to replace him. And then sending Link to the top, I thought, surely it would make more sense if, I mean, you couldn't put Big Fat LP in that jungle position, surely. So it was like so Hotshot had to go there. So then it was a case of, okay, so put LP on top.
Yeah.
But no, instead Link went top. So it was a complete shuffle around the positions, and that can't help.
Yeah, it's always a little difficult, but they're back to normal now. Everybody's in their own spot. Hotshot doesn't have to deal with the jungle. Well, we'll see how they do. And actually, I was just talking to Odie, and he brought up you were on Dignitas. Everyone always says, oh yeah, Jat was Dignitas, I was XCLG, so there's like a little rivalry here when these two teams meet. But apparently, you can represent for Dignitas too.
I was there from the very beginning, mate. I started with Dignitas alongside Odie and the about 20 other players of us there was way back when, but not quite on the League of Legends level. It was a different game back then, of course. Dignitas, though, they've already won over Marn. They've had that victory. That's in the bag, and that's going to surely clear their minds. And it was a good, strong win as well.
And that's also a big thing because Marn have been known to upset a lot of these top 4 teams. So they're definitely going to feel a lot more calm having gotten through the Marn already. So now they get to the game where they put all their preparation into. So
now as people at home, no, I'm not the one to talk and take any fluff, or talk it either, or else if I can talk at all, that is. Half the time I can't talk. I just can't talk half the time. Nevertheless, neither are these two teams, so just take a look at this video.
CLG is a really odd team.
They're playing Season 2 style. I feel like they're not adapting well to Season 3.
They've been winning a lot. And it's really strange to me because I don't see what they do that other teams don't do.
If they don't have enough practice, sort of their attitude may get in the way, and it's a little unprofessional in my opinion.
Stuff like that is easy to take advantage of.
I think they're really one-dimensional right now, and if we can just figure out a way to like overcome that, they'll just get crushed. We're just waiting for it.
Oh, big words from Hotshot GG there.
I always like a little trash talk.
One-dimensional Dignitas. Once we figure out a way, they're going to get crushed. Well, I'm not one to talk rubbish here, but Hotshot, they played exactly like Korea. If you figure that out, you're going to win the World Championships. That's for sure, because if you can crush them, you crush everyone.
If your one dimension is playing like they play in Korea, then I think you're doing pretty well.
It's a pretty good dimension to have, of course. You guys have been going to lolesports.com and voting on who you think will win today. The viewers at home have spoken, and Dignitas is favored to win this match by 67% of the fans' votes. And that's a pretty big vote. I mean, just think back to, say, I don't know, Season 2. Would you have really give that? What would the percentages been then? Surely CLG would have been like 80%.
And those were back in the days even when like Curse, they were number 4. Nobody even thought about Curse. Now they're #1 spot. So the way things change in North America, it's pretty interesting. But I think that Dignitas also have a pretty good chance in this game.
They do have a very good chance. Let's check out the lineups, of course. On the blue team, it is going to be Counter Logic Gaming. It's going to be Hotshot GG with the big words. He's in that top lane. Chauster in the jungle. He has made his return. Link in the mid lane. Double Lift and Afrimu as the duo lane.
And on the red side, we've got Dignitas. Kiwi Kid up top, Crumbs in the jungle, Scara middle, Ami Cutie Pie on AD, and Patoy supporting him.
Yeah, and this top lane is host to our featured matchup of the day, of course. Hotshot GG versus Kiwi Kid.
That one's always nice to watch. They're very predictable top laners. Hotshot always going for that tanky champion like Cho'Gath or Shen so that he can peel for double lift. Really, their whole team is about that, just peeling for double lift, and everybody knows it, and they haven't changed it up. So maybe that's the one dimension that Dignitas we're referring to. But Kiwi Kid also, Singe, if it's open, he's going to go for it. They've got 5 out of 5 wins on that champion. He'll definitely want that if he can. But we just saw them go Elise, so maybe they're starting to mix it up.
They may well mix it up. And I love the irony of Hotshot GG talking about the one dimension of
exactly.
Dignitas. Because if ever there's a one-dimensional team, it's Counterlogic Gaming. They've done the same thing, I think, since Season 1.
Yeah, it's no secret. Everybody
Since you
knows.
were on the team,
yeah,
man.
exactly. Actually, double lift was not my AD carry, but
No, but they still did the same.
It's true.
Oh, look, they're going to split push top. Who'd have
it's
thought?
true. And I went with the tanky jungler. It all was pretty much the same. But we'll jump into Champion Select. It looks like he won't get that Singe today. First ban out from CLG.
And it's interesting because Singe wasn't banned against them, and they didn't take it. It was Elise they went with last time. Gragas taken away from Skara as well. He's been favoring Diana a bit lately. Twisted Fate has been taken away from Link, though.
Actually, yeah, Dignitas did show a different face in that first game against Marn. They went with the very well-planned early game strategy, and I liked it a lot. A lot of split pushing, early towers going down, objective control, and they bought early game items, rushing the Aegis and stuff, but... Ooh, the Vayne, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, oh, obviously going to ban that for double lift. But these are very Dignitas-focused bans right here. Of course, that Kale and Gragas, both focused at Skara.
And now I want to see whether Draven gets picked up here, because obviously Kale taken away, like you say, from Skara. You know, the smack talking, I think, is the safe way I can say about it, of double lift to Cutie Pie talking about Draven.
I was just going to say, it's really interesting because double lift called out Draven as a whole. Just that's a great AD carry, being very sarcastic there. We have a first pick Nasus. I'm glad. Hotshot. It looks like they could do that in the jungle, but Hotshot really has been one of the only solo laners to run that. So CLG with that extra little edge, you never know where it's going to go.
And there's a question for you. Do they run it differently? Because normally in the jungle you level up the Spirit Fire. Is he going to level up the Q, or is he going to be Spirit Fire again?
If Hotshot takes it solo, then he actually likes to become that massive beast late game. And so you could see him throw a few more points into that siphoning strike. Of course, they can always have Choster on it. So flexible first pick for CLG. I like it.
Flexible, and Dignitas thinking they're Vulcan here, trying to troll the Viz pick, like I watched the Vulcan do on you guys at MLG. But there is going to be the Elise and Caitlyn being locked in. Currently, Zed being highlighted is a champion that Link could potentially play. Could of course be the jungler. We saw Insect playing it, and he honestly is the best in the world on it.
Oh yeah, that was just beautiful to watch. That Insect versus Diamondprox game, as like a jungler, that just like okay, I don't want to say that word,
you actually couldn't commentate that game because
it's a dream that
because you would have been a little bit too excitable, I think, as a child on that one.
Oh. So Dignitas, the first 2 picks are the same as against Marn. We'll have to see if they actually want to go with that same strategy. They could very well execute that. And I heard backstage they were like, oh, that was pretty much what we wanted. There's a few tweaks that they want to make, so maybe this could be the second round try.
It is the Lulu Ezreal lane. It is the technically Korean lane, I guess you could say. CJ Enters Play's been running this one all the time. Dignitas with their picks. What support they're going to go with here? We did see Patoyu using Janna. There's Diana again. And there's Volibear.
They actually switch it up to the Volibear. So popular after crushing all the North American teams. Gambit came in, they crushed. Then KT Roaster B also crushed with it. So I think we've learned our lesson. We'll start picking him up. Okay, guys, we're just a little bit behind the curve.
Oh, my word. Could it be the horse?
The horse is a good answer to Volibear. They're very similar style jungles, both with very nice speed increases for their ganks, and then they both get really tanky late game. Hecarim with all that sustain through his Spirit of the Dread, and then slight nerfs or tweaks that he got in that last patch that we're running. Actually didn't hurt him very much because they added a lot of early game damage to him on that Rampage.
Well, he will be switched off. It is going to be Malphite. Now, it's probably going to be a jungle Malphite, do we think here? And Orianna for Link.
So these two are both hotshot champions. I mean,
Yeah, it
either
could
one
be
could
anything,
go top or jungle. So I guess, yeah, they're keeping that flexibility to the last second. We could see one of those last second switches as well from them. But yeah, Link on the Orianna, that's definitely his style of play. He likes to be the mages in the back line, throwing down firepower.
So what do we think? Patoy here, he's ran Janna before, went full AP, I think nearly had 100 CS before the end of that game as well.
They were pretty happy with that Janna, but it was an interesting buy, that Spirit of the Elder Lizard, because it would have benefited their team a lot more if he went with Will of the Ancients, you know, giving that spell vamp aura to everybody. He's waiting till the very last second here to lock it in. It looks like they're still discussing. You can tell.
He's typed it. He's
He's
typed
looking
it, which
hard.
means it's coming in.
I want
Whoa, it's support Elise. Finally
that's
hits
very
North
nice.
America.
I really hope that this is not their secret support that they've been building up to me for so long. Patoy's like, I'm not going to tell you what it is, because we've seen that before. This is a Korean thing.
Not very
Even
exciting.
Europeans, they've done it too.
Yep.
So I'm like, if that's it, come on, guys. You held it in secret for so long, and it's...
Just build you up for nothing, don't they? They keep doing this to you.
They
keep doing this to you, but at least he wasn't casted into the jungle this time around.
Or now the new thing's Malzahar in the jungle. Everyone's mousing over that one. But it will be that Elise support, probably. They could do a nice little last-minute switch, too, if they really wanted to.
Well, who else are they going to play support, really? It's not going to be Rumble support.
Keep an open mind here.
It's not that open.
Okay.
So what are we seeing in the two picks? So yeah, we do see Hotshot currently sitting on Malphite in that top lane. Chance in the jungle with Nasus, something we have seen a lot of.
Yeah.
But how do you see these two teams developing?
I like it. I mean, this is a very CLG old school team where they have a bunch of tanks like Nasus and Malphite, super tanky. They also have that hard engage that some teams will crumble if they don't have. Having that Malphite ultimate always means that you can start a fight whenever you want to. You can flash ultimate, you'll grab somebody out, and if that can be Caitlyn, then that will be amazing, because that will get her off the back line. This attack speed reduction got nerfed a little bit from Malphite, but it's still really strong, great at shutting down AD carries.
More importantly, he's got that teleport, so obviously going to be doing the split push, but he can also do the great thing with the home guard boots with the Malphite.
Oh, yeah.
Boom! It was the very first highlight that I think everybody put on the internet. Is like, look what you can do with these boots!
Home guard boots are amazing. Dignitas, definitely a fan of them. I love that last play where they're like, all right, we'll trade Baron for an inhibitor turret, and then we'll all buy home guard and kill you. Great.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get in the game. It is Counter Logic Gaming versus Dignitas. It's not quite El Clasico, but it's definitely building up that way. CLG as the blue team, Dignitas on your screens as the red team. Dignitas currently second in the league. CLG currently sitting in fourth. Something you would not expect if I was to talk to you back in Season 1 when it was Rock Solid versus CLG. And speaking of Rock Solid, it is, of course, Malphite. It's going to be Hotshot GG, going back to the old classic. And Kiwi Kid on Rumble this time. We heard Crumbs talking about it with the Rumble. Actually, I tell a lie, it was... Who was I talking to about the Rumble on the top lane?
It was not me.
It was Crumbs. He was talking about it with Mega Zero. This time, Kiwi Kid has gone with it, though. So, Patoy, we'll see how this goes. Elite support, first time in LCS. We'll see how it develops. Actually, the few times I have seen it, while it's good, they've actually lost with it.
Really? I think I saw KT Rolster B. Well, they were playing in a North American team, so it's not really
They
a
were
fair
playing
fight.
Curse.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fair
So,
fight.
yeah, they won with it. But the interesting thing is that it looks like Dignitas are not going to do a switch. Purple side are usually the ones to pull that 2v1 switch and send their AD carry top so they don't get behind from that double golems. But Cutie Pie grabbing a red elixir, looks like they want to go heads up versus Ezreal Lulu.
Yeah, and it does seem that in terms of standing, there's only actually been, look at that, just 3 wards gone out so far. When you look back to the very first game, CLG versus TSM that opened the NALCS, I think it was 7 wards down the river.
Yeah.
Just 1 come out this time around from CLG.
And they actually use that Orianna ball as a nice little semi-ward too. I like that play. Not just saving a little extra gold here. Hotshot being the human ward as well on that blue buff ramp, which is very important. We've seen several people get caught out, namely Boy, I think, gave up a couple first bloods with the late blue invades. Those have been fairly problematic for people, but this is really an oddity now that we don't have the 2v1 lane switch.
Yeah.
We're going way back to like Season 2 style here, where we just go straight up AD carry and support down bottom.
Do you think this is in response to saying Dignitas are one-dimensional? Yeah. Fine. You think we're one-dimensional? We'll play your exact style and we'll see how it works. I'm not sure if it's a good move, though, for Dignitas going going straight up 1v1 with CLG. As it stands, Scara taking some damage in that mid lane. Bot lane, of course, we're going to keep our eyes on that one. Double lift Afremu versus I'mACutiePie and Patoy. I'mACutiePie did go with Caitlyn, despite the fact Draven was available.
Yeah, and I think this might be just Patoy wants to show off his support Elise. Maybe he's like, I'll show you just how good it is. Maybe it's a little late to surprise you guys, but I want to make use of all my baby spiders.
All of the spiders, and of course, double lift on Ezreal, taking that Vayne away from him. So we'll keep our eye on him as he goes around the jungle, as we will Crumbs, of course, on the Volibear. Two of these junglers really have come into their prominence, I feel, throughout the North American LCS as well as the European. They definitely come into their own. And it seems to be always when Diamond Prox plays that champion, it's like, whoa, what's he playing now? Why is he doing it? And everybody's suddenly streaming it, the same thing.
It takes everybody a couple games, and then they pick it up, start copying it as well. I mean, Volibear, his kit is so nice. It's just his ultimate is the only thing that feels lacking to me on it. I mean, his Q is faster than Ghost. You get 45% move speed if you're running at a champion with Volibear with the Q on at level 1, and Ghost is only 35%.
And the fact that he has Ghost with it is a scary thing when that bear comes running at you.
He'll just come barreling down the lane.
It's interesting, and Jap has been talking about this, how Ghost is effectively becoming that secret overpowered summoner spell that a lot of the junglers are suddenly figuring out.
Yeah, I really like it because after so many tweaks to Flash, increasing the cooldown on Flash, people forget that Ghost has had the same cooldown, and it's relatively cheap right now. Comes up way quicker, so you can do a gank, get a Flash, Scar taking some damage in mid,
going down. Link going aggressive on him here. He might have enough the attack ball. Instead, he went for minions with it. Realized he wasn't going to get the kill.
Yeah, guaranteed money. He wants to get that one down first. This bottom lane matchup actually going against Dignitas right now. CutiePie's a bit behind, plus he has the red pot start, so he is definitely losing out.
So KiwiKid in his top lane, pressuring on Hotshot, very much even between the CS of all the lanes, honestly. As it stands, like you say, Double Lift is currently winning out there. Scara hadn't gone back, instead he just chose to chug down on those health pots. Not quite the crystalline flask alcoholics that we had in the live qualifiers a long time back, but Chowster covering off on that mid lane as well. Double Lift making sure he gets use of all of the CS in this bottom lane. Make sure the tower doesn't hover it away. He does get the double minion.
These the lane wards here and the wards in the river doing a lot of work. They did see Crumbs come down, so they know that he's in their bottom side jungle. They don't know exactly where, so we're going to see Chauster come over here. He's just getting into position for a counter gank if they really needed it. Crumbs again going by another ward. He's just going to recall.
Double Lift taken very low by the Piltover Peacemaker and the stun from Patoy. They're getting the cocoon on him, but of course they do know where Crumbs is now. He passed by straight away on that ward. Will they try and counter with anything, or is Double Lift too low right now? Ping's going down. Chowster is coming around in towards that try, but she's just hovering off at the side at the moment, so may well go for it. KiwiKid at the moment in that top lane, continuing that farm. He's actually got a big advantage over Hotshot right now. He's built up a 10 CS lead. I think Hotshot, he's just been pushed on the tower, and tell you what, he's been here a hell of a long time.
I don't think I've ever seen two junglers stand this still for this long. They have so much patience.
They're going for it. They're going for it. Crumbs realizes the goose is cooked. He's going for it. He does get the flip on towards Chowster, but it's the bottom line. Patoy and CutiePie, they have to try and get away from this one. The attack ball comes out. Patoy is the target. Is he going to be able to repel? He hasn't taken it. First blood comes down. Chowster gets it. Can they finish it off? Piltover Peacemaker comes out. And now Crumbs. Oh, the flip comes in. Now Double Lift gets turned on. CutiePie is going to chase on this one. Crumbs is going to get in. He's already used the flip. There's going to Glitter Lance from Afremu. They turn on towards Afremu instead. Afremu's going to get taken low. Piltover Peacemaker is back up. There's the flip again. Piltover on towards Double Lift. Wow, crazy action. And it's 3-1 with Dignitas taking the lead.
Dignitas did that with a 3 versus 4. Look at Scar in the middle. He's had plenty of time. He's going to get that middle turret very quickly even. Oh my goodness. This just shows you the power of a red pot Caitlyn plus a Volibear. They thought they were going to get the jump on Crumbs there coming in from behind him, but it backfired.
It backfired, and you can't go aggressive on the bear when he's sat there ready and waiting, full of hit points. And you know, while Link came down to try and surprise him, try and catch him off guard, the bear has so much power, and you know, the fact that he used, like you say, gets onto them all fours, he's got that power speed running, and along with the Ghost, he just managed to just do everything he needed to, and now it looks like they're going to take advantage and try and push for blue.
Yeah, good job by Dignitas. Going to push their advantage while they have it. They see that Chowster went to that bottom side jungle, so they're going to grab up this blue buff
very easily, not even using their jungler. Crumb's going to hold down the middle, and now Hotshot could be in some trouble if he stays up there pushing.
Who did they give the blue buff to? Was it to Skara? Or didn't see whether it was the Kiwi Kid. I assume it would have been to Skara. You see Crumbs dancing around there with Link. Using a lot of mana, and this is going to put pressure on him. This is surely going to pressure Link. He needs that blue buff on Orianna.
Yeah, plus it's going to allow Scar to just farm up his jungle camps as well. Diana's really good at clearing those raids because she has a lot of AoE with her Crescent Strike and her passive. There's the ultimate from Crumbs. We finally see Volibear's ultimate. It feels a little lackluster when you use it, but that's because the rest of his kit is so powerful. His passive gives you an extra 30% of your life over 6 seconds. That is ridiculous. That's almost like an ultimate right there. Plus, like I said, his Q more powerful than Ghost at level 1.
Yeah, scary, scary monster. Oh, he's going to be the Cocoon, lads, and look at how quick he just got destroyed. Fangs sank in from Patoy, and Double Lift goes down.
There we go. That's the reason he wanted to go this heads-up bottom lane. Patoy showing off his Elise right there. Nice Cocoon able to land. And now Aframu going to have a hard time defending against 2.
Well, I can only hope that Edward is not watching, because he's going to see kills go into another support thinking, we got a challenger approaching here. Of course, they did manage to get that win, but maybe we'll see them switching up to Elise in Gambit. As it stands, this bottom turret, though, all the Cocoon going on towards Aframu. It's going to be the first turret of the game, and it's going to be Dignitas beating it out in against that duo lane, and more importantly, beating out with the odds stacked against them.
Yeah, this is really going to open up that dragon too.
Link in the middle there, Shockwave comes out, but here comes Crumbs, flips him over, and Skara takes down Link and the middle turret. It's suddenly 2 turrets to 0, 5-1 in kills. Dignitas in control here.
This is looking to snowball really quickly right there. Crumbs flipped him over his head in the wrong direction. Didn't even matter right there. Able to pick that kill up. They are going to go get a free dragon after 2 turrets. There it is, free.
There it is, dragon goes down. I'm not freaked, damn you. I know we're both losing our hairline, but you know, come on, be fair to me, man. As it stands, the hot shot at the top with Kiwi Kid is the lonely lane, really both standing still at the moment. It is still a 10 CS advantage. We saw Kiwi Kid developing early on in the game. But look at that, though, that mid lane, that is enormous. As you mentioned, the fact that Link went down that bottom, failed, didn't get the kill, ended up dying. Skara has built up such an enormous advantage over him. It's a 1,000 gold advantage already between 2 AP carries. That is scary.
Yeah, they've already taken the dragon to this whole bottom side of the map has really been decimated by Dignitas. Looking so strong right now, and Crumb's looking to return. He got oh, no, never mind. He's going to back out right now. But we have the Elise support going top as well. They might just want to get down the last outer turret so that they can then shove in on the blue buff or red buff of CLG and just assert their dominance.
And I didn't point it out, the fact that gold difference there. Oh, Patoy, has he snuck in there with that odd shot noticing? He is going to get a Cocoon down, puts this spider going down aggressively. Look at this is a support versus a top laner. Patoy going full on aggression and actually putting more damage down on Hotshot. Look at this, took it to half health.
Level 6 versus level 9, and I really like Elise as a support for the same reasons that people build just spell penetration on her and health. It's because she scales so well without items. That's exactly what you want in a support. The support doesn't have to be ranged only. She can go in a melee form as well and trade with the top laner, no problem.
I mean, she's one of the favorite champions of a lot of players, mainly for the fact that she's got 7 abilities effectively you can use. And, you know, even speaking to some of the junglers, they're like, how can you not like it? Because you can repel and just give you that vision over such a wide range as well. Top lane now being pressured in, and Dignitas may well take themselves a 3rd turret. As it is, he can push down there. You can see again Crumbs getting ready. He's kind of doing a little dance of a shuffle in that tri-bush on Volibear, ready and waiting. Kiwi Kid trying to set up on towards Double Lift. He's going to come around. Did he see him? I'm not sure. There's going to be the equalizer going down. He's going to get across towards him. There's the flip. Arcane shift straight out of it, though. You can see the harpoons. They're going to miss. Ooh. And he does manage to escape it. But in the top lane, we see Skara coming around. Chowster, the Cocoon comes in, and he's just going to get melted where he stands. Hotshot GG now in trouble. He's going to have to use his flash to try and get out of there away from this, and his ultimate to get away. Doesn't matter. Dignitas got themselves another turret.
Yeah, so we had a little bit of misstep down bottom. Kiwi Kid burns his flash, but that does not matter. Dignitas firmly in the lead right here, and Skara with his patented barefoot play here. No boots, just rushes the Zanyas. You can see him just blowing people up right now.
So much damage coming out from that Zhonya so early on. And Link, he's having issues right now. He's 40 CS behind Skara, along with the 2 kills. It's stacking up. It's a good 1,500 gold now. I did actually miss out the fact that the AD carries were close. Hotshot GG's going to come into blue. He gets Cocoon down there. Don't think they're going to follow through on this one, or are they? Here comes Skara, gets the Moonfall on towards him. Double lift now, the target, the fangs sink in. He tries to repel towards him. Patoy goes a bit too deep there, has to flash away from him. Now Chowster comes in. He's going to be a big scary monster, but it is enough. He does get stunned out there, and Cutie Pie continues the pressure, and in comes Crumbs, the big bear that doesn't care, on towards Nasus. Can he get the flip down onto him? Yes, he does. He flips Hotshot the other way. Pills over Peacemaker, misses, but it doesn't matter. The red buff does the damage there, I believe it was, that takes down Hotshot GG, and all of that damage back and forth. It was just a 1-for-0 trade.
Yeah, that was a very well fought fight, but Dignitas so far in head that it doesn't matter. I think it was really that very early gank where we said, you know, Link's really far behind right now. It's because he roamed bottom to try and cut off Crumbs, and it really backfired, giving Scar so much free farm that he was able to rush that Zanya's. Diana, once she gets the Zanya's, is ridiculous. Melee champion going to get in there. Basically an extra life with that statue form.
And still not bothering with the boots.
Yeah,
doesn't give any cares whatsoever. Kiwi Kid, meanwhile, had the free farm in that bottom lane while all that was happening, while Hotshot GG was away, and it's given him such a huge gap differential in terms of CS. He's got 40 CS over Hotshot GG now, which is something you just don't see that often. Hotshot GG is the split farmer.
Yeah, everybody on Dignitas really fed right now. Actually, I was going to say, yeah, they've got 2 fed AP carries, but actually, they've got fed AD carry. They've even got a fed support right now. It's looking really dire here for CLG. Maybe they can save themselves with one of those Aegis of the Legion that everybody likes to harp on.
Oh, Hotshot GG shows himself, and does Skara fancy his chances? Can he go 1v1 with him? I feel he can. Honestly, he's got that much damage over him. He is going to go aggressive in that top lane, does get the Moonfall, but Hotshot GG, you can see that passive, it works so well. He's such a strong tank, and it could also just buy a lot of time there for him to just call in the cavalry. As it stands, you can see double lift down the bottom lane, 110 CS. He's got the CS advantage over Roman Cutie Pie, who's trying to continue to push in that mid lane. We see the Wither coming out, and we heard Crumbs talking about how strong that Wither is right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You know, people are leveling it up second after Spiritfire. It might even be worth putting a couple points in before that. Level 2, he's got it right now, and it's already, the base on it starts at 35% reduction and then up to 59% over the duration. That's 5 seconds.
That's a long, long time to keep them pinned. Dragon spawns in 15-second times, and Dignitas already heading down the river for it. 7-1 currently in kills, and it's a 6,700 gold advantage. That is a third of CLG's gold already gained in an advantage.
It is snowballed so hard. The Leandry's already done on
you see
Rumble.
Skara going in aggressive on double lift there. He's forced the flash already. He's going to come back around towards him. He's going to land that crescent strike. No! Double lift just jukes out of it. We've seen some great jukes on them crescent strikes. You just got to know which way to run.
Yeah, he almost juked himself running into that crescent strike right there. Scar was playing some mind games, hoping that he'd go back into the bush, but it's going to be a free dragon as Cutie Pie is able to hold off Chauster and Link.
And now there is the dragon going down. Oh no, Chowster's going to walk into the bush. Will they go aggressive on towards him? Link is going to put the ball down. Hotshot GG is there. They could go aggressive here, you know. Oh, but no, it's going to be the Crumbs just get caught out. Chowster goes down, and now Skara comes in. Patoy actually separated, keeping the AP carry away. Hotshot GG now, he's going to get caught out. Skara picks up another one there. Equalizer goes down, catches them all out. There's going to be the flip coming out from Crumbs. He gets on towards Link. Link gets thrown in there, pops the shockwave off, but it's not going to be enough. The Cocoon comes out, but Toy picks up another kill, and they are just going to turn and pressure that mid turret down. Dignitas with all the advantages right now. They've already built up a 9,000 gold lead just 16 minutes in.
Yeah, they're already going to clear out this second turret in the mid lane. They could even march on an inhibitor turret here. That was just bad luck for Link there. He got flipped after the flash, and then Patoy, another dead-eye shot there with that Cocoon.
And there's going to be Cutie Pie getting caught out with the Wither, but he just straight away 90 caliber nets, Piltover over Chowster, and strolls off. Crumbs, he's clearing up in this bottom lane. 3-0-5 currently on Volley Bear. Already got that Aegis of the Legion. Look at Kiwi Kid. He's got himself that Leandris already That's scary stuff. Finally, some boots being picked up by Skara. The Abyssal Scepter will be coming out shortly as well for him. There's the Runic Bulwark being completed by Crumbs. Look at that. He's got a Runic Bulwark completed. And look at Chowster's build. Miles behind right now.
Doesn't even have his Aegis done. That's just painful. 1 to 10 right now. In game, that's got to be so demoralizing for CLG. They have to turtle very, very hard right now. Maybe if they can grab a ward on that Baron and come in for a miraculous steal, they could start making something come back here. But Chowster in that last fight popped his ultimate, executed anyway. You didn't even get to see it go off barely. He almost had no time. There's no real heavy tank despite them having Malphite and Nasus. Nobody can take the damage here from Dignitas. They're just too far ahead.
Dignitas didn't go for blue this time around, despite having it warded, so they know that it's been taken. They see Chowster in that jungle, and it looks like they're going to gather up in that mid lane. Cutie Pie, Crumbs, and Patoy currently running his Elise. His super secret Elise as well.
Yeah, super secret. I'm really hoping that he's got something else up there, because even if he doesn't, he better keep that a secret, because I'll be angry with him. But you can see our first tier 2 item being completed for CLG. They have a Bloodthirster at least.
And it is, of course, Doublelift that has picked the one up. Doublelift actually kept up the CS advantage over Cutie Pie, but of course Cutie Pie at 206 has a giant leap of an advantage. And you can see in terms of gold, that does mean he's got 1,600 gold lead over Doublelift. Look at the AD carriers, the AP carriers, sorry, 2,000 gold lead now over Link there for Skara. And the top lane as well, it's nearly a 2,000 gold lead between them. So big advantages for Dignitas here, and we are going to see some aggression coming out.
Well, they do go a little bit aggressive, but nobody wants to chase that bear. They've had nightmares already from the last time they tried to corner him, and he just started biting everyone.
Cutie Pie gaining a shot onto the turret there. Maybe coming around. While this is all happening, Kiwi Kid is in the mid lane with Rumble and continuing to pressure. He's got nearly a 50 CS advantage built up over Hotshot GG. Of course, having that Leandris early on is going to put a lot more pressure down. We are seeing aggression coming out from Crumbs, but the Wither comes out, and Hotshot GG manages to put that shard on him, tries to slow him down. Patoy tanking up the turret. Cutie Pie gave him as many hits as he can on there. I've yet to see Hotshot GG using that ultimate as an aggressive tool.
And I like how they have Rumble as their split pusher, because his ultimate has such a long range. It is even like one of those pseudo globals, so he can sit there, and when he does come down with that Leandri's ultimate, it's just going to burn the entire team.
Continuing on, Dignitas here, pressuring on Doublelift. Got to be so careful that Skara doesn't come around. That Crescent Strike could land, and I think he may even die for it. Yes, he does. Ace in the hole comes out. Bam! Absolutely disappeared off the map. Deleted, you may even say, of course. And they are going to pressure on towards that inhibitor turret. Chowster doing anything he can to keep them away. Shockwave comes out, but all they catch is Crumbs. He's got that Runic Bulwark. He just strolls away from it on 2 paws.
He still has his passive up too, so there's another 30% of his life just waiting to come back here. Extremely tanky, and we do have the split push again.
Yeah, they're continuing to keep the pressure on this bottom turret. There is Cutie Pie shooting it down, and there it is down her 3rd health now. Mid turret already down her 3rd health as well, and just 20 minutes into this game, we see CLG pressured into their inhibitor turrets. That is a scary proposition for any CLG fan out there.
2,000 gold sitting in Kiwi Kid's pockets right now, so on top of that Leandri's, he can just build full damage right now. It doesn't even matter. He's not scared at all. Everyone on Dignitas is going to retreat. They're going to clear out the rest of their jungle because they have buffs waiting for them, and then they continue their push at a later date.
Cutie Pie down the bottom. He's a long way away from this one. He's backing off in that bush. In fact, no, he's not. He's going to continue to farm. CLG are going to see this one. Can they try and take an advantage from it? Can they try and pressure anything? I'm not sure if they even have the ability. They're going to try and push for the mid turret.
It's too scary for them. There's no objective up that they could actually grab in time since they don't have enough damage. There's no way they can do a Baron right now. If you get caught in a Baron pit, Kiwi Kid could probably solo kill 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, he's already got that Leandris out. Like he's mentioned, just quick ultimate across the Baron pit, and it's just going to burn everyone that's stuck in there. And you're not even going to be able to escape, because then there's going to be a bear following up and throwing paws in your face. And trying to catch salmon maybe, who knows. As it stands, Cutie Pie, he's going to get that red buff again. He's already got one. He's already stolen away CLG's, but why not get a second?
This is quite interesting because a lot of people talking today had said that this CLG versus Dignitas was going to be the most closely contested game. This is a stomp right now. Dignitas' game against Marn earlier was much closer than this one.
And the pressure that this is going to put on towards Counterlogic Gaming. Coming into this one, this is a game they had to win to try and chase, try and close them places. You know, when you're coming up against a team that's above you, you have to win them games if you want any chance at climbing that ladder. But Dignitas are just going to stretch, and they are going to go 13-4, I believe, after this game, if they were to pick up the win. It's not over yet. I'm not jinxing it yet, but honestly, it would have to be a pretty monumental throw from Dignitas.
Yeah, and remember the video that we watched coming into this?
Trust me, I'm thinking of that video
the
when
no
we come towards the end of this
talk,
game.
it looks like Dignitas are going to get the better of that right now, as we might have an engage onto Hotshot.
It is going to be Hotshot. They pull again, still hasn't used that unstoppable force, and it doesn't look like they're going to. Double Lift getting the ace in the hole. He catches on towards Link X. Ultimate comes across, Patoy goes aggressive on towards him, sinks his fangs down, and it's Scara that picks up another kill. Patoy actually chasing out Hotshot GG, and that's going to be Chowster going down as well by Crumbs, and it is Patoy continuing to chase Hotshot GG, the support player chasing out the top lane bruiser from the fight. Dignitas, one-dimensional, they're in the fourth dimension right now.
Support assassin, no problem, that will work in any comp. Patoy getting a double lift out right there, a very nice cocoon on the side, starting that one off, and then following up with Kiwi Kid's ultimate. Just great team fight right there from Dignitas. No chance for CLG. They're going to take this inhibitor and go home.
They are just going to back off. So 12,000 gold. They're going to take this top turret as well. There's no reason why not.
They've got
come around.
oracles.
Blue buff is just spawned. There's a giant creep wave here. Cutie Pie is just going to go, well, I may as well keep the pressure on. The rest of CLG are coming in towards this one. They may try and aggress on towards Cutie Pie. They may think they've caught him out on his own, but it doesn't look like they have at the moment. Instead, they're going to back off. Blue buff was picked up. There's the dragon being taken as well. And Dignitas, well, they can just go back and spend a hell of a lot of a lump of gold. Cutie Pie might get caught out here, but look, Scara's there to protect him.
Dignitas, they just want to grab every objective on the entire map at once right now. A couple of people going for Dragon. Cutie Pie gonna solo up in that top lane, keep everyone there with his pressure, and one ward over here from Dignitas would be enough to stop CLG from doing a desperate Baron even.
A desperate Baron it may well be, but look at the gold lead, 13,000, 6-0 in turrets, 6-0, not a single turret even touched really by CLG. They've not even got close to taking one of those turrets. The top one I think was the only one where the pressure really came down from Hotshot GG, but still yet to get on towards it. Double Lift now seems to be the target. Crumbs just sat off around the side. Here he comes, all four paws down. Arcane Shift comes out. Is it going to be enough? It does force him away, and that turret again going to go down. I'm Cutie Pie keeping the pressure on, but 90 caliber, it's the nets away from that one. The Wither from Chowster is still a scary thing.
Patoy still has about a quarter left on this Oracle, so they can continue to clear out Baron and then force CLG into a bad start. CLG might even just give up that Baron because they don't have much of a chance to contest it.
Well, as it stands, look at the items.
Oh no! Kiwi Kid's going back. I'm sad. They're not doing anything.
No, they're just going to... Welcome to my world.
Yes.
When I have to cast
I
evil
feel you.
geniuses, trust me, this happens a lot. Just when you think they've took all inhibitors, there's nothing left of the base, they still go back and buy. It's they kind of keep you on the edge, but from the words of the players, why risk it?
Yeah.
They have no reason to. They have full advantages right now. Everything is in their favor. It's a giant gold lead, 13,000 gold lead, 13-1 in kills, 6-0 in turrets. They're gonna just start this Baron off, and there's nothing at all Counterlogic Gaming can do about it.
Yeah, but it is CLG. You're right. You don't want to chance it. You don't want to throw anything away. This is definitely one of the opponents that they do have a lot of respect for, despite that video and despite the trash talk. The more trash talk there is, the more you know they actually consider the opponent and a big rival. Cutie Pie, the only one not recalling right now. He's solo pushing. He's not afraid. He hasn't been caught out once.
He's got nearly 2,500 gold in him, so he's going to go back and potentially go straight for a last whisper. Let's see what he does bite. He's getting back now. What's he going to pick up? Let's see. Finally thinking about it. It's going to be a last whisper, flat out.
Yeah, perfect third item right there. Just the little bit of defense that CLG has is mostly in the form of armor right now. They have completed the Aegis of the Legion and then a hot shot there with that Glacial Shroud.
Double Lift doing what he can to try and pick up any advantage, but I don't even think he's going to get the major Wraith away here. Crumbs comes around. Oh, he does get it. No, he got it. He got it. Nicely done.
Small win there for CLG.
Small win. 40 gold is 40 gold, no matter how badly your team is doing. He is 0-3-0 and needs all of that gold. Had to get himself a Phage in there as well. He's building up slowly but surely the Trinity Force. He's going to go for it along with that Bloodthirster that he picked up earlier, but in comparison, he's up against the Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, and Last Whisper. I'm a Cutie Pie. He is so much stronger as an AD carry right now. 208, 501 Skara as well. He has dominated that mid lane from the very start against Link.
They do both have red buffs here, though, and Ezreal with the red buff is actually pretty annoying. The Mystic Shot will apply on hit effects, and that does include the buff, the red buff there. Hotshot taking a hit for his AD carry.
Ace in the hole was used. Unstoppable Force finally comes out, and that's a good engagement from CLG. Have they got the damage to try and turn this one? Skara is going to go down, but it's a 1-for-1 trade, but it's only the jungler dropping. But there goes the turret. Cutie Pie goes in towards it. Crumbs chases on towards Doublelift. Patoy even lingering off the side, but Dignitas, despite the losses, are still going to take the inhibitor. It was a 1-for-1 trade, but they come out on top. Link now with the home guard boots, going to try and get in there. Has already used the shockwave, so he's just poking them, trying to keep them away. And of course, that inhibitor already down. It's another inhibitor down now, 2-4-0, and they're not even close for this one. Look at it, 8-0 in turrets. Dignitas can just choose what they want in a fight.
That was actually a pretty good fight for CLG. Skara misstep a little bit right there. Didn't use a Zanya.
The pressure on Hotshot GG here is huge. They flip him in, and Cutie Pie just burns him down where he stands. I think that was purely a case of Cocoon landing, and now Doublelift has to Arcane Shift away from Cutie Pie.
Yep. There's a little spell penetration now on Elise too. Patoy wants to go a bit more offensive, get a few more kills here. It looks like they're going to take this middle inhibitor for free. At the same time, Cutie Pie still over there putting pressure on the top turret.
Patoy's chasing, actually. Patoy is keeping Doublelift zoned out of this one, despite the fact that he's got Oracle. There's the inhibitor who did respawn. The inhibitor turret is about to go down as well. Cutie Pie on that one. He's tanking it up, actually. He doesn't care. He's just going to keep on pushing through. 309 with that Phantom Dance and Lost Whisper. He's just penetrating, doing all the damage. The turrets are getting dropped. Patoy, look at this. Keeping them completely zoned away from everything. And that's 3 inhibitors down. Double super minions are coming into the CLG.
Double super minions and Skara. Guys, I'm helping. He's back. He wants to fight more, but everyone else is recalling. So just as the party ends, Skara arrives. They're pinging their own base right now. Please, no. Please,
They're gonna back. They're gonna back. This is I talked about it. This is the evil geniuses right there. Once you've cast them for too many years, you just see the exact same thing. Dignitas, why not play it safe? They have had 1, 2, 3 members back off. You do see Skara, who of course has only just returned, along with Kiwi Kid sat around there. But look at Kiwi Kid. He's got the Rabadon's death cap now on Rumble.
There you go. That's going to add a little bit more bite to his ultimates. And you can see it, the disrespect right here. Look at all these wards inside of CLG's base. That's when you know you are losing very, very hard. Too much vision right there for Dignitas. They are going to come back here. Looks like Kiwi Kid and Skara are going to be the first ones to hit the front lines.
You can hear Afremoot laughing away on Lulu. It's good to see he's keeping his spirits up and spanning out that laugh. It's probably one of the funniest laughs in the game, I think. As it stands, Dignitas rushing straight up the mid lane. They're going to try and finish this one off. Look at the super minions all piling in there. I'm a Cutie Pie throws out the ace in the hole straight in towards them, and there's the flip. Doublelift gets pulled in. He gets caught out there, and there's an equalizer coming down. Hotshot GG. Well, he only caught I'm a Cutie Pie, but it's the one they want to catch. Chowster goes down. It's Skara that picks up the kill on that one. Hotshot GG now the target. The repel comes out from Patoy. They go in. The fangs sink down, and Patoy picks up another kill on the support. There's both Nexus turrets going down. The Nexus will follow, and it's going to be Dignitas picking up a convincing victory over Counter Logic Gaming.
Congratulations to Dignitas. I just have to say that the early roam down the river from Link, trying to take advantage of that bear in the bush. That you don't want to poke a bear with a stick because you're going to pay for it. They lost 4-3 right there. Oh, and that from the rest of that point, there's a snowball the entire game.
If there's a bear in the bush, you don't go in.
No,
it's as simple as that. You know, and no matter how lazy he may look, how lethargic he is looking in there, it's still a bear. You've got to be careful of those bears. So, ladies and gentlemen, public service announcement right there from Kobe24.
Don't poke the bears.
Don't poke the bears. Dignitas, of course, good sportsmanship between both teams there. CLG standing up to acknowledge the fact that they did just get beaten pretty badly by Dignitas, so continuing their advantage really over Counterlogic Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, they are looking so strong right now. It was just a little hiccup at Dallas. They got upset by the 8th seed, so some people were questioning their resilience. It looks like they came back home. Once they're in LA, they feel much more comfortable, and they win both their matches today.
Yeah, 2-0 now already in the day. Can they go 3-0 in this week's LCS? Of course, coming up, we'll speak to Skara from Dignitas, and then it's our last match of the day. It's going to be Team Solo Mid versus Marn. We'll be back with more of our live coverage in just a few minutes.